start with you, Gareth. Outline your Clean Rivers campaign. How dirty are they?
Well, they're incredibly dirty, and it's great to see us putting this on the political agenda. When the Ministry for the Environment looked at it, 61% of our monitored rivers were unsafe for swimming. What National says is they should only be safe enough for boating or wading. The Green Party says they should be safe enough to swim, and they shouldn't be making our kids sick.
So what, 425,000 kilometres of rivers, and you want to make them swimming pool quality. So you've obviously done the homework on this. What sort of figure are we looking at? What costs?
Well, we want to make them safe. Currently, under national standards, you've got about a 1 in 20 chance of vomiting or diarrhoea. Now, I think that's not a legacy we want to leave our kids. It's not a future. We want to protect our environment.
425,000 kilometres of rivers. What would the cost be on that?
I don't have the cost at my fingertips, but I know it creates a huge amount of jobs, because what you're doing is supporting farmers. You're putting riparian planting in. You're supporting councils.
Do they all have to be? Is there a moment here you've got to get a bit realistic and say all these rivers don't have to be of the utmost quality? Some of them can be for wading.
Well, what we want to see is a uniform national bottom line that they're safe to swim in.
But don't we have that, Claudette? What do you think of this?
Yes, we already have that with the water management plan, but also too, we have already worked quite well with a lot of the communities. You've got to remember that we've put in something like $210 million with the Waikato management plan, and that is a collaboration and a partnership between iwi, DOC, the Crown, and the councils as well too. We've also implemented a very iconic settlement for the Whanganui River with iwi as well too. So it is not just a one.
No, I just
want to say it's not just
clean.
No, but this is management control around those waterways and rivers with iwi support as well too. So not once do we hear the Green Party talk about collaboration with iwi to kaitiakitanga their awa. And so we don't hear that.
Yeah,
and so this government is very intent on being able to work with everybody in the community, including iwi.
Claudia,
and we've done that very well, actually.
Whether you hear it or not, the collaboration with iwi, and I hear what you're saying, what do you hear when you say 2/3 of monitored rivers are too polluted to swim in? Obviously, that collaboration's not working.
And that's why we've got an and as well too, so that we know that it's not a one-stop shop, but we also know that we've got to be very pragmatic.
Okay.
And the water management standards are about that.
Phil Goff, what do you hear when you hear this?
Well, I hear excuses. The truth is that when the Ministry for the Environment looked at the most popular river swimming places, they said that over half of them were poor or very poor quality. Now, I grew up in New Zealand where we thought it was part of our birthright to be able to go down the local river and swim and be safe, not have a 1 in 5 chance of getting Giardia or whatever.
But if they're so polluted, if we've gotten to this stage where 3/4 of native fish are at risk of extinction, what happened under Labour's watch?
Well, what happened under Labour's watch is we started that process, and we started with the Rotorua lakes, because they were the worst polluted lakes in the country.
Gareth, what would you say to that?
I'd say
Did they do
part
enough?
of the problem got worse under the previous government, but now it's time to focus on the future, and it's
What
time
got
to
worse?
focus on action. Well, what we saw was massive dairy intensification over the 2000s. That's part of the problem.
Let's see what the farmers say, Damien.
Yes, I'm with Grant Muir now. He's not your everyday farmer, but, well, maybe he is. Hello, Grant.
Hi.
You're also in charge of an organisation called Riverwatch.
That's correct, yes.
Tell me about Riverwatch.
Well, Riverwatch is a collaboration with Victoria University where we're developing scientific techniques to gather data on our fresh water, because everyone's talking about doing something to clean up the rivers, but no one's monitoring this. We don't actually know the state of our rivers. We only know a few, monitored rivers. It's only a very small percentage of rivers are monitored, and we don't really know what's going to happen when they clean them up, because we can't get out there and reach some of these places. So, yeah, we're working on scientific techniques to do that.
It's not just farmers causing this problem, though. I mean, Phil, you don't have to be, of Phil's generation, 81, first election, I used to swim in the Hutt River 25 years ago. You can't swim in the Hutt River now. That's not farmland.
No, that's correct, but let's look at the facts here. There's only 1% of those 425,000 kilometres of rivers that run through towns. I mean, we're looking at 44% of them that run through agricultural land. So a majority, the overwhelming majority of pollution is coming from intensive agriculture.
What do we need to do? I mean, we need to monitor them, you're saying, but what do you do on your farm? What should people do, and what effect will it have? Is it going to be prohibitive to fix them?
Well, let's take one step. The first step is fence them off. Let's get these rivers fenced off and get the stock out of the rivers. It's still not illegal to put your stock in the rivers in this country. It is not illegal. In some places, some regional councils will issue abatement notices, some will not issue abatement notices.
Would that fix it by itself?
Well, it won't fix it, but it's a start in the right direction. I reckon it would probably, we'll get about a 50% improvement if we get the stock out of the rivers and get them fenced off.